the other's in the hospital in critical shape. Probably frozen more than anything. Anyways, it has put a damper on my putting my hut out. I'm going to leave it for another week and see if the weather gets any better.
Yeah, I don't blame you. It's better to be safe than sorry, that's for sure. It's been a slow coming winter this year, here too, for having an ice hut here on our little bay. It's been a long time coming, even before somebody walked on the lake here. Still haven't really seen very many snowmobiles out here on the lake, but I think that's because there's not enough snow in the woods for snowmobiles. Even the trails, I noticed. We were out in the quads the other day, the three of us, and usually, you can pick a snowmobile trail to ride down, and it's kind of hard packed and paved the way for you already, but that's not the case this year. It's all kind of, it's just nothing around. It's just you. So it's been a strange winter, that's for sure. DJ, go ahead. VA3 KBC in a big group here. I'm not even sure. I haven't made a list, but there's a lot of people here. Good afternoon, sir. VA3 Oscar Zulu.
Okay, thank you. And just let everybody know I'm live streaming now. You can pick it up from my QRZ page. There's a link there. So anybody wants to see what their signal looks like, how their audio sounds like, fairly decent representation. And they can go to my QRZ page, as I say, and there's a link there. And that's about it. I got 37 degrees here. The snow is melting. Looking kind of nice out there. I was out earlier as well and checking things with the generator. I've got issues with the generator. Tuesday mornings it does its cycle, and I had to go out there and do it manually because it shuts itself off, low voltage. So had the guy out yesterday from Summers, and a couple hours he spent on it and changed a bunch of stuff, did a bunch of testing, and he thinks it's the stator, something in the stator. So I'm waiting to get a quote on what it's going to cost to replace that. He was predicting probably around $3,000, so we'll see. It also has to be split because the seal is leaking, so which is common, he says, on those Briggs generators. But anyhow, that's that story. So other than that, just been playing some 20 meters the last few days. It's been really good, and I was on here earlier, and I came back downstairs, and this group is still here. So you guys sound like a bunch of farmers. I've seen them in at Tim Hortons. They're there all day, off season, wintertime. They're there in Tim Hortons and from morning till afternoon. And I think they have all the world's problems solved, plus the fact that Joe Blow says, well, I got 150 bushel the acre on my corn. And then Steve Blow there says, well, I got 175. And everybody else is saying, oh, those are all lies and that. So not saying that you guys are lying about things, but this audio thing, it seems to be something that is very popular when it comes to amateur radio now. A lot of this, the new radios, and like my Anan here, I run 4K wide. I receive 4K. I can go up to 8. I do on 3630. But anyhow, having nice fidelity, listening, and enjoying good fidelity is part of the amateur radio, and it's experimentation too. That's the other thing, is experimentation. So anyhow, so there you go. That's my my little verbiage here, and it's the bottom of the hour. So, everybody, I will be live streaming. Anybody's got any questions, go ahead. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo, Bravo Charlie.
Okay, well, thanks for that, DJ. Always good to watch and listen to your live stream there. I quite often do that. Not now, of course, but I will do it later. And it's a very helpful tool. And you mentioned farmers. I resemble that remark. I'm an ex-farmer myself. I was always wondering what you did. I know you're retired now, but what was your farming expertise?
Well, I worked. I never finished grade 11. I went to work for a John Deere dealership. Helped at home on the farm as well. And after Dad died, well, then I more or less stayed home and kind of built up the acreage. Did a little bit of custom work. got up to around 1,000 acres. So I built my own 16-row no-till planter, John Deere no-till planter. You know, working at the John Deere dealership, you build all this stuff. So when I built my own, it was simple enough to do, and designed it and got all the parts and fabricated and all that other stuff and put it all together. And so I did a lot of custom planting of corn and soybeans, and then the harvest as well, some wheat, soybeans and corn. And so, yeah, we grew corn, soybeans, and wheat. And a few years I grew some white beans, edible beans. They were tough, though. I had a beautiful crop started, and we had 7 inches of rain and drowned out a lot of spots. So it wasn't the best, but so it was mainly corn, soybeans, and wheat. Now, prior to that, early 60s, we had 20 acres of apple trees, and we had some pigs and cattle. But just as time went by, all that went away, and we just strictly did the cash crop. So, so it was, golly, when was it? I even forget when the heck it was, 2000... 2002, 2003, 2000, summers around there. Good grief. It's been so long now, I kind of forget. But that's when retired from the farming and kind of got the motorcycle shop going. I was selling Amsoil since 1993, but I got into the motorcycle tire business and did that, and then 2015 sold the farm and bought these lots here, and bought the lot in town, built a shop in town for the business there, and I built a house here. So that's kind of the history, as they say, but mainly just cash crop, which is, as you know, that's an oxymoron. VA3 KBC.
VA3 KBC, VA3 Oscar Zulu. Yeah, I know. Well, it sounds like you've had a very interesting working career, DJ. More than just a farmer, that's for sure. Venturing into other things, diversifying into other stuff too. So good for you. Excellent. Yeah, I never really got into the livestock part of farming. I was mostly tobacco farming, and then when that went tits up, then it was it was soybeans and corn and that sort of thing until I got old, and then I just started renting the land out to a watermelon farmer and did a little work with him, and I don't know, I guess then that was finally time to pull the pin, for good and walk away, and here we are. Never regretted it ever since. It's a tough business, farming, that's for sure. I don't have to tell you that. Anyway, I'm not sure who to throw it over to now. I don't have a list here, but just a bunch of scribbling of different people here, but I'm not sure who's left or go with us. Let's throw it back to Corey, VE3CVL from VA3 Oscar Zulu in the group. Go ahead, Corey.
VA3 Oscar Zulu Victor Echo 3 Charlie Victor Lima. You guys are talking about farms, so I'm a city slicker. My wife was a farmer, though, okay? Does that count?
Absolutely. She'll keep you in line.
Okay, then I'll carry on. My wife was born in South Mountain. I don't know if anybody knows where South Mountain is. It's just south of Ottawa. And they owned a chicken farm. And he has free range, mostly free range. And there was just thousands of chickens there. Good Lord, it's huge. Anyways, things didn't work out all that well down there, and eventually the house and the hatchery had burned down. And then the great big barn that they had, it burned down. And some land was sold off of it, and then we ended up buying the last existing pieces of property, and we never farmed it. We leased it out. I can't say I was a farmer. I just was a landowner, but my wife is the one that farmed it. But anyways, we leased it out for a while to a farmer behind us. and they farmed it, and then eventually he wanted to buy it, and he bugged us, and finally we said, okay, we'll see what the market is today, and so we'll sell you at the market value. So we sold it 15 years ago, or 13 years ago, and what the market value was then, and now I wish I would have hung on to it, but anyways. And that was it. And we ended to be no longer a large landowners or farmers or whatever. But anyways, we have a little bit about my Radio Shack here. We are operating on a 7610. And we got an SM50, and also we only have 100 watts here in the shack, and we're operating on a hex beam, which I've had a little bit. The beam itself, I was working real well, but I've had problems with my rotator. When I first got the rotator, apparently somebody down the road from me said, and he's an electronic shop, said, hey, Corey, we can wire that up for you if you like. We can do the ends up, because I didn't have a soldering gun. It's quite handy. I don't know, I couldn't find mine. I said, okay, you guys go ahead and do that for me. And they wired it up wrong. So first of all, the rotator, the potentiometer blew or burned up or whatever, we don't know yet for sure. I didn't know this at this time. And it also buggered up my controller. When the controller, now both of them are buggered up, and so I figured, okay, I thought at that time it's just a controller, so we need another controller. So instead of buying a controller, I bought a whole new complete unit. Figured, okay, I can use that later on. I'll send this one in to get it repaired. And so we put a new controller on there, and then it burned up too because of the rotator was buggered up. So the potentiometer in the controller was buggered, and I called Yasu, and Yasu says, send it down, we'll repair it on the warranty for you. So okay, so I sent it down, and just before I realized that the other one was also buggered up, the new one. And they said, no problem, so I sent it out, and then this one, the new one, of course, buggered up. So I got the first one back, and now I got to change the rotator out and the controller. So I got to take my whole system down and change the rotator, and then put it back up again. And yeah, that's what I got to do. But it ain't going to happen, or I should say, it isn't going to happen until such time that the weather gets a little bit better and the snow disappears. We have about 2 or 3 inches of snow laying on the ground, or 2, maybe 3. Anyways, that's my whole story with my Radio Shack. Other than that, everything's working real fine. I'm super happy the way it's all going, and I'm just a new guy on the block, right? So I've only got my license for, I got it in July of last year. So yeah, but I'm very happy that I decided to get into the hobby, learning a lot and lots more to learn, and just having fun doing it. So we'll hand this back to Victor Alpha 3, Oscar Zulu, Victor Echo 3, Charlie Victor Lima.
Okay, Corey, very good. Well, congrats. I didn't realize you were a new ham since July, so welcome to the hobby. And yeah, we're always learning something, that's for sure, especially audio. Anyway, station sounds good. What is the model number of the Yasu rotator that you're having troubles with?
Okay, the rotator is a G450A, a Yasu G450A.
Okay, yeah, I have the 800 SA. I've had it for many years, but so far I haven't developed a problem with it yet, touch wood. So, yeah, well, good luck with that. Boy, hopefully you get that. Well, I guess you've got a new rotator there, so it's just a matter of swapping it out on the tower. That's the hard part, right? The controller is the easy part. It's in the warmth of your shack, but the rest is a little more difficult.
Comment.
Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Victor Tango Max.
actually, I've got it sitting on a mast, and the mast is about 18 feet. And the mast is sitting on the roof of my garage, and my garage is attached to the house, and the fascia board of the house has the standoff on it. I built a standoff, and it's fastened to the standoff, and the base of the mast is, if you can picture it, is I made a hinge system for it. I'm a jack of all trades, a master at none. But I made a hinge system at the bottom so that, and I wanted to put a winch on the other side of the house so that I could put a winch on it so I can drop it down by myself. But now I need a couple of guys to help me bring it down. There's 4 guide wires on it too, of course, with insulators. And we lower down onto, I got a little stand made, and the whole mast comes into the stand. And now the hex beam is just barely touching the roof of the garage. And now it's totally accessible, right? But it's a 412 pitch roof, so it's not too bad. And I mean, we can walk on it very easily. And I've got a special ladder, little step ladder sort of thing that's adjustable for a 412 pitch roof, so we can use it to pull get out the bolts and stuff. So it's going to work out okay for that. I got a very, very good friend of mine. I bought the hex beam from him, and we got to be good friends. And he is a super helpful person, and he wants to help me. So he's been helping me bring it up and down and working on it. We fixed the wires up properly on the rotator, and now it's all matched. But that was done afterwards. But after we found out that something was wrong with the potentiometer on the controller. Then after that, I realized with the potentiometer and the rotator is also buggered up. So, anyways, it's gonna be simple enough with a couple extra guys without having my winch in place yet, and to just lower it down onto the stand, do my thing, and then put it back up again. So it's not as hard than it was if it was on a tower, and then it would be a little bit more difficult. But it's going to be okay. Not a big deal. It's just a matter of a pain in the where to do it, and shouldn't have to do it. I had the worst part about it is, now that I'm on that subject, I had a used one. And I thought, should I use it or should I not use it? It's used, it's old, it's a high gain, it's a little bit heavier, and I was told by the friend of mine that sold me the hex beam was brand new when I bought it from him. It hasn't been used yet, but anyways. He said, why don't you get rid of that thing? He says, and get a brand new Yaesu. You don't have to, don't have any problems with it. You get it up there, and it'll be good for years. You never have to worry about it. But this one here that you got, there's a good chance that you have to bring it down and repair it or replace it then, and it's a pain in the butt. Well, I don't know what I should have done. I probably should have hung on to the old one. But anyways, it is what it is. We're going through with it. This one here, Yaesu also told me, send me back the rotator and the controller, and we'll repair it at no charge. So that's a good thing. And the only thing I got to pay for is shipping down to California, and they ship it back at no charge. Anyway, that's where that is at. Back to VA3, Oscar Zulu, Victor Echo 3, Charlie Victor Lima. Corey here.
Okay, Corey. Yeah, very good. Well, good luck with the rotator. That's sure you'll get that all fixed up in no time. There was a contact station there. I think it was for you, and then Anthony was in there too. VA3 ABT. The contact station. Go ahead first, and then pass it to Anthony if you would, sir.
Yeah, DJ here, VA3 KBC. Corey. My rotor got hit by lightning. Not the rotor, but the box down here, the G1000. my rotor up above the G1000 I had actually broke apart back last fall, I believe it was. In the summertime there. Anyhow, it doesn't matter when it happened. Springtime, I guess it was. That's what it was. Yeah, lightning was in July. The rotor got damaged in the spring from the high winds. There's a K factor with them. And with the Mosely beam I have, that's 95 pounds. And the K factor was, for the 1000 was too low. So I ended up having to get the G2800, which has a very high K factor. But when I contacted Yaesu in California about sending the box back, the G1000, they said they don't repair them. So I was kind of perplexed about that. So I ended up buying a brand new G2800 here, which matches the G2800 rotor. So I'm kind of, I'd like some more information because I still have the G1000. The speed control on it, the high-low speed control, it's burned out. It's on high all the time. So when you go to turn the rotor, it's on high. And I like using the speed control. So that way, it's not as hard on the tower when you turn a big 95-pound beam and it comes to a stop. It's not twisting and everything. So I'm curious, did you go online and find their phone number? How did you contact them? Over.
Okay, V3KBC, V3CVL. That's how I obtained the phone number. I went on our website, and you just punch that in, and you'll end up going through their site, and you'll see a phone number that you can call. And the contact person, the person to talk to, he's English. He's up there. What's his name again? I'll think of it in a minute. And he is more than super helpful. He'll talk you through it. He'll tell you what to do, how to proceed with everything, and that's how I got the number. As I went on the website, Yaesu California website, and that's how we got the phone number. Now, if I go through my paperwork, if you give me a little bit of time, I can give you the phone number and also give you the contact person. Because once you get a hold of somebody down there, the very first thing they're going to ask you is if you have their number per se, and then you say no, but I got a name, because you will end up getting an operator eventually, and then you get that name. I might have his number too. Give me a bit of time, and I'll have it for you within the next 10 minutes. Back to you.
Okay, great. Well, I went online. I emailed them, and I got a form sent back for a radio. And I said, I don't have a radio. I have the Yaesu rotor. And so then I ended up calling. I did, find the number. But the individual I spoke with, he said, no, we don't fix them here. You just have to get a new one. So I thought, well, okay. And Allstate covered it all, but it was just the fact that I thought, it should be a simple fix. But anyhow, yeah, I'd like to get the phone number and see if it's the same one, and then also the contact name. That would be great, because if I talk to the right individual, then I can send that the G1000 rotor box back and get it fixed, and then I can sell it, recoup some of my money. But anyhow, on my Corey, on my QRZ page, there's pictures. There's a lot of pictures of my 48-foot Delhi tower and how we made it into a fold over. You might find interesting. So it's worked very well. Folded it over to replace the rotor, and folded it over just to check the beam and everything, make sure everything was tight and the coax was good, and so on and so forth. So it's worked out very well. It folds over at the 20-foot section, and like I said, there's videos. There's a video there, and also lots of pictures. So if anybody's thinking that they might want to try to do something like that, I think the pictures are pretty self-explanatory. And this tower was 30 years old, and it was given to me, and I think new there are probably over $3,000. This is the Delhi DMX8, the very heavy duty one. It was a 56 foot, but I put that bottom section down into the ground, so it's 48 foot. The beam is up at 50. So anyhow, I'll sit here and wait and see if you can get that phone number and name for me. I'd really appreciate it. Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Okay, good enough. If we can just hand it back to VA3OZ at this time, and I was just leafing through my paper. I got it's in a book that lies in front of me, and I scribble in it, and I'm sure you guys all do the same thing, and write numbers in, especially when you're DXing, and it's in here. I'll find it, but if I can just send it back to VA3OZ, Victor Echo 3 CVL, and I'll get back to you.
VA3 TBN.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Corey. And all right, Bill, hang on a second. Let's bring in Anthony. He's been waiting very patiently. VA3 ABT. Good afternoon, Anthony. VA3 Oscar Zulu.
Well, good afternoon there, Danny. You're sounding much better today. Hopefully you're not in any pain. Nothing much to report here. I was on 10 meters trying to communicate with Vito, but no luck. I heard the other party he was talking to, but nothing from him. And surprisingly, the 10-meter band is wide open. Got stuck on there shooting some skip, which was great. Haven't done that in years, especially on that band. But anyway, good conversation. Preparing me for when I get zapped by lightning. I at least know what to expect when I finally put up my beam and 4-element Mosely. Can't wait to get up there. Missing all my friends from Europe. They keep emailing me when I'm gonna get back on the 20-meter band and join in all of their groups. Well, for now, it's gonna be on 40. Other than that, Danny, Dawn, and everyone frequency, the band is really good. Everyone is 20 plus signals at least in here into Barry. Other than that, I'm going to be listening on the side, and when it's my turn, I will jump in. Back to you, Danny, VA3OZ from VA3 ABT, and good afternoon there, KBC as well. Back to you, Danny.
Okay, thanks, Anthony. Nice to hear you too, and thank you for the kind words on the audio, etc. Yeah, I'm feeling much better. Toothache has went away my head, so somewhat cleared up, I guess. So it's all good. I was going to ask Ben, VA3QK, before he left. I was going to play musical transceivers with him again today and see if he could figure out which transceiver I'm operating today. But maybe Ben's back. I think Bill had a comment. I'm not sure if it's rotator related or not, Bill, but go ahead. VA3 WTB from VA3 Oscar Zulu. Bill, are you still there?
I think I scared him off.
The 4-element Mosely you mentioned. Did Jeff take the antenna down for repairs or something, or why has it been down? Because I'm batting 1,000 here.
Anthony?
Yeah, go ahead, DJ.
Yeah, Denny's asking about the 4-element beam.
Oh, my bad. It is sorry, what was your question there, Danny?
Well, you mentioned it's been on the ground for a while. Lightning strike or just general repairs, or why has it been down off the tower?
Oh, I moved from Brampton to Barrie, and I never got a chance to put it up before the winter came. And usually I would do all my antennas work myself, but due to my condition, I can never, ever climb a tower again, other than before the snow fell. I climbed halfway up my tower, and then the wife came out and lost it on me, and she's like, "Get down from there, what are you, crazy?" I did have my harness on, but yeah. Short story short, I moved from one location to the other. Yeah.
Oh, okay, all right, I understand. Yeah, when I go up my tower, Darlene always says, make sure you do it when I'm not home, because I don't want to be in the house and I hear a big loud thump outside. So I generally do my work when no one's around. The neighbors quite often will look over too and later comment that, oh, I noticed you were up on the tower yesterday. Are you nuts? What's wrong with you? Hey, it's some of the things we do, right? When we're amateur radio operators, we are risk takers, that's for sure. And to be hanging off of your tower, hanging on by one arm and working with the other, and then you wonder why you got black and blue bruises all over your one arm that you had it wrapped around the tower leg for dear life. But I've been wearing my belt too, Anthony. When I do go up, it's a must anymore. You know, I don't trust myself anymore. So, but I'm very, very careful, and you got to be. That's for sure. Anyway, well, good luck. Hopefully, you get that up in a timely fashion, and it all works out well for you. Not sure. I guess Bill took off here momentarily. I should really make an official list here. I'm just kind of going here and there. I really don't know who to pass it back to, but I know DJ's there. So DJ, you go right ahead. VA3 KBC in the group. VA3 Oscar Zulu.
I'm back in too.
Okay.
Good. You can take over then.
Yeah, go. Yeah, VA3 KBC top there. I just wanted to say, Danny, I wear a belt so my pants don't fall off. Go ahead, Vito.
Yeah, Denny, the comment I wanted to make was the thump that Darlene was talking about wasn't worrying about you hitting the concrete. It was the damage that your head was going to do to the concrete, right?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's not the fall that kills you. It's a sudden stop, right? A sudden jar.
I couldn't resist, but yeah, that's pretty. Make sure you do it when I'm not in the house. So when the thump and the ground shakes, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to be here. Very good. Anyways, yeah, I just got back. Sorry, guys, I was upstairs, so I'm not sure if who's in or who's out. So just wanted to let you know I'm back, Denny. Go ahead.
Yeah, and just want to let everybody know that I'm live streaming Streamlabs OBS, so if anybody's interested, they can go to my QRZ page and find the link. There's a link there to the live stream, and if they want to comment and see what their signal looks like and how their audio sounds, they can do that as well. So anyhow, I'll sit here waiting. I'm still waiting for Corey, VA3 KBC.
Hang in there.
Yeah, it's Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Hey, Victor Alpha 3 KBC Kilo Bravo Charlie. Oh, yeah, VA3 CVL. Okay, we got it. Okay, are you ready with a pen or a pencil or something to scribe on a piece of paper?
I got my notepad here with Yezu and the number and everything. I just need the number.
Okay, first of all, it's 1-714-827-7666. 7600. The contact person is Roger. His number is 1223. He was just going to tell you what to do if it's under warranty. He's going to ask you if it's still under warranty. He's going to maybe talk to you about where you purchased it and if you still have the bill of sale. If so, you'll need the bill of sale. You'll need also the serial number, and you'll have to write down that it's Ham Equipment Service Department on the box, and that's what he'll be telling you to do. So anyways, back to you. VA3 KBC, sorry about that. VA3 CVL. I'm looking at a whole bunch of pages here, so anyways, back to you.
Okay, good. So it's area code 714-827-7606, extension 1223, who is Roger.
The last number on this phone number is 0. So it's the last four numbers are 7600. And yes, Roger is 1223.
That's why I double check, because my dyslexia sometimes kicks in. And so 7600 then. Okay, and it's Roger in 123. Well, it's out of warranty for one thing, and it would also be because of the surge from the lightning strike. So it didn't hit the rotor up above. The surge came in through my ladder line and through the coax. And as far as what happened here, the meter board on the Palstar AT2KD took it out. It took one computer out, and then the other computer that's hooked up to the Anan, for Pete's sakes, not the meter board, but the network card. It took it out, and also the network in the Anan. So I shipped it down to the guy in Arkansas. The shipping was, I should have did it through Canada Post, but I did it through FedEx. Don't ask me why, but that's what I did, and it was very expensive. Now, when Doug sent it back, the shipping wasn't that bad, but Allstate did quite. They treated me well. If I had to replace the radio, it would have been a different story. But since I could get it fixed, I did okay. I would have been in the hole, but getting it fixed and the meter board, I did that myself. So it was just the rotor box that. I'd like to fix that, and then I can sell it. So thank you, Corey. That was great. So good. I've got these numbers down, and I'll give them a call and see what we can get done here. VA3 KBC.
Yeah, VA3 KBC, VA3 CDL. Okay, the person that you'll... let's see, do I have her name? No, I don't have her name. But anyways... if they'll give you the address, but if they don't, they'll give you the address to send it to. It cost me $40, I think it was, but I put it in too large of a box too because I wanted to be well protected. It's brand new, although it didn't work properly. I just want to get it damaged to get it down there, and then they're going to say, "Hey, you dropped this," so therefore, Anyways, I just want to make sure it got there in real good shape. So that's what I did, and that cost me $40. And I shipped it. Oh God, how did I ship it? I think it. I'm not sure. I forget now. I'll have to ask wife because my wife actually brought it down there for me. But anyways, that's the rest of the story. Back to you.
Contact
VA3 CPL.
Okay, yeah. And I've got the Yazoo website up here, and that's the same phone number you gave me, but anyhow, but I needed that contact Roger extension. Okay, go ahead, contact.
Yeah, DJ, I have two contacts that I dealt with Yazoo on a radio. Nori Romero and Beatriz Velarde. I don't know if they're the ones that you would talk to or not, but they handled the parts issues when I dealt with them.
Well, this is the rotor control box, the G1000 control box. I don't have, the only Yaesu I have is the 20 FT 2800 here, my 2 meter. But no, this is for the rotor box that I want to send to them to get repaired.
Yeah, this is Yaesu parts that I'm talking about. That's they would do that.
Okay. Well, the funny thing was I emailed for customer service for repairs, and I said what had happened. I have this rotor box, the G1000, and was hit by lightning. I'd like to send it in. What's the what do we have to do? I get a form, and it was from the woman, and I don't remember her name, but it was to do with all the information on a radio, to put all the information on the radio, and what needs to be done to ship the radio. And I emailed back, I don't have a radio. It's the Yaesu control box. Never heard anything more, so that's when I called the number and just decided to talk to someone in person. And I did get, I got some guy. I don't remember his name, but he says, no, we don't fix them. So that's why I was kind of puzzled when Corey said that they told him they could fix his. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll give him a call and talk to this Roger and see what transpires.
Okay, I just thought I'd throw those two names out. I dealt with them a couple of times actually, and Corey's right. They are very helpful. Anyways, that's all I had to put in. V3HR.
Okay, thanks, Russ.
Okay, BJ, VA3 KBC, VA3 CVL. I'm just wondering, did you have a protector, the lightning protector system installed on your rotation system?
It didn't hit the tower with the beam on it. It hit the tower with the doublet on, because we were sitting in the sunroom. A heavy rain came through, and from my peripheral vision, I seen the flash and heard the boom, and so the tower was grounded. It was just a surge that came in through the coax, I guess. Like I said, the one computer wouldn't turn on. The other computer, the card was gone, and then as I said with the Anan, the Ethernet card. The AT2KD, the meter board, and the rotor, the control, the speed, because with the Yaesu, the 1000, you have a speed control, so you can go faster or slower to turn the beam, and that's what was zapped. The rotor would work, but it was just in high speed. And then the Astron 35M, the meters wouldn't work, so I unplugged it. And next morning, for whatever reason, I plugged it back in. Everything worked. So the capacitors drained down. Everything was fine again. So that's all I can say, is that it somehow came through there. So I do have now, and with the beam, I have a Array Solutions surge protection there, grounded. There's a picture on my QRZ page of that. But now with the tower where the doublet's on, I also have a 600 ohm ladder line surge and lightning protection. That's grounded, and also put 3 ground rods around the tower and grounded that even better. I have a cable going up through the tower to the top of the mast, sticking out of the mast, and I had a ground rod in the concrete in the center. I think that's what took the lightning, but for whatever reason, it was a surge that came through. So I'm hoping that lightning's ladder line surge protection, lightning grounding will eliminate any more issues with that. Now, where I had the 4-to-1 Ballon Designs Ballon and the coax, because I have 75 feet of LMR 400 coming from that, I had to get a step ladder to undo it. Now I have it repositioned so that I can do it at ground level. So if a storm's coming and I'm home, I'm going to unplug it out there as well as the coax from the beam. So I'm going to unplug from both the doublet and the beam if I'm home. If I'm not, then I'm hoping all the other things will ground it and not have any issue. Plus, I put a copper plate in the shack here with barrel connectors, and the coax all goes through that. I can unhook it in the shack here as well, where before it was a little more difficult to get behind to get behind the desk here to get at the tuner. So now it's all right here. I can unhook it as well here, and it's grounded. So I've done a whole bunch of stuff to try to eliminate any issues. But the thing is, it's not if you're going to get hit by lightning, it's when. And if it's a direct hit, you can do everything possible, and it'll still blow everything up. And if it's one of those ones that are, as they say, cold lightning, just a surge, you may be fortunate to not have a lot of damage. But in any event, I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that, next spring and summer when the storm comes, I'm unplugging outside VA3 KBC. And as I mentioned before, if there's anybody new listening here, I am live streaming as well, so you can watch the stream if you want.
I have a comment for you, DJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just curious, did you have to get special insurance, or did you have to let your insurance company know that you're a ham operator and have towers up? I'm just curious because the wife walked in and she's like, maybe you should ask him since he's already put that claim in.
Okay, Anthony. When I was putting the beam up, I talked to my neighbor. She was our insurance agent for Allstate. And I said, Jenny, I said, I'm putting this, I've got a lot of money invested, probably close to $8,000 with everything by the time it's all said and done. And she says, all that is covered. Anything outside is covered. So, you're okay there. So when it came after I got hit by lightning, Jenny doesn't work for him anymore. She moved on to another company. So I contacted Allstate, and I said, I got hit by lightning. These are the things that I believe I have issues with. So the lady from Allstate sent me a form to fill out with what was damaged and what they cost when I got them, and so on and so forth. So I sent that back, and I didn't know what the procedure was. Guys were saying, well, they might want you to send it off to see if it can be repaired and so on and so forth. So that's why I sent the Apache Labs Anan off, figuring, well, if it can be fixed, it can be fixed. If it can't, it can't. Anyhow, Doug fixed it quite easily, a couple $100. The computer was toast. The other computer was just like I said, the board. My computers are Lenovo. I buy them from Amazon.ca. They're refurbished, so they're not that expensive. But the original one that got zapped, I put the claim in for what I paid for it. I looked up all my receipts, and I took pictures and sent that off too of my receipts and so on and so forth. So they came back with a figure, and I looked at that figure and I thought, did they make a mistake? And Carol says, shut up and take it. So I did. So I didn't complain. Now, Anthony, if I had to get a new Apache Labs radio, then I would have been probably in the hole, but because I could get it fixed, same with the meter board on the Palstar, I made out okay, but that may not always be the case. So it was just one of those things that being able to fix some of this stuff really helped out. But yeah, that there was no issue with Allstate. I'm not sure about other insurance companies, and my premium came in November. Nothing changed. So because that's what I was worried about. What's my premium going to be? But nothing changed. So I'm happy with Allstate. As they say, you're in good hands with Allstate. VA3 KBC.
VA3 KBC, VA3 AVT. Well, that was my next question. Did your rates go up? I may just give my insurance a call. I'm with CAA, and I know all the insurances operate a little differently on lightning strikes. So I just wanted to get your inside story about that. But Very good. I'll let it continue on the frequency. I just wanted to get that question out there quickly. I'm not sure who the channel master is right now. And this is VA3 AVT.
It wouldn't hurt to contact him just to bring him up to speed. So I think that's just for your own peace of mind, I guess. VA3 KBC.
VA3 KBC, V3 CBL back.
Yeah, Corey.
Okay, good subject. That's what I wanted to find out too. Your insurance. Fantastic. Okay, that's. I'm going to contact my insurance company and ask them if these are covered as well, and if they are, and then great. But I'm just wondering if my policy will go up. If not, then great. But yeah, I need to get my feelings set properly just to understand what's going to happen if something went wrong here at the house, whether it be a fire or whether it be lightning or theft or whatever. Anyways, one more thing I wanted to ask you, DJ, is that have you got a lightning buzz system set up outside for your antennas? I'm sure you probably have. I got one set up in the side of my house, and that's totally insulated from the house. Actually, you got a 3/4 inch Teflon. Thick Teflon. It's about 2 feet by 18 inches wide, and I set my buzz box on it, and so that none of the wires or connectors are touching the house. And so if something came through, any type of shock would come through, it would not touch the house whatsoever. It'll just come directly onto my equipment. Because I feared if houses, when a lightning gets hit and get the side of the house blown apart. But anyways, I did that and made a buzz box. So I got this boat completely surrounded by a box, and it's locked and it's weather resistant. I got all my cables that are coming in from my antennas all protected with lightning detectors. I forget now what they call them. But anyways, also, of course, my rotator. I've got it. That's an expensive item. It was $275 in the United States from DX Engineering for my rotator and controller. So it's hopefully if we get a light strike, it would be okay. But if we get a direct hit, you can kiss everything goodbye, I'm sure. But anyways, a direct hit, hopefully we don't get. But yeah, that's. I'm just wondering what you have done outside, BJ. VA3 KBC, VA3 CVL.
Okay. Well, I have a box outside on the garage because that's where the generator is too. So that's where the box is, and it's the cabling is underground, probably about 5 feet because we dug it down and then built up around the house. So it's down in a tube, and so that's how that is. What else was there? Oh, I know what I wanted to say, and for you, Anthony, as well. I ended up also purchasing 2 power supplies, battery backups, I should say. They're battery backups with surge protection. So, because when the power goes out, the generator takes 18 seconds before it comes on. So, with the battery backup, I have 2 of them here. So they run the computers, they run the Astron 3500M and rotor. Everything it's operating with it. The only thing that's not powered is the Acom 1010 because it's on 240. So when the power goes out, I can still be talking on the radio and everything's still working other than the amp will click off. So I have that as well. So that, along with surge protection and a little bit of a backup there, that's the other thing. And I bought a third one for upstairs where the modem and the Wi-Fi is, and I have that plugged in there as well. But as far as how you've done your panel there, Corey, no, it's just the box out there. Panel is in the basement here, but the outside unit for the generator is on the side of the garage. And as I said before, it's not if you get hit, but when you get hit. And you can do everything possible. Rick there, and I forget his call, it's HLL. He's down in Indiana. Rick told me that he did everything per code plus some. When his house was hit, it blew every receptacle. He had $30,000 damage. Everything was damaged. So he said, the hell with grounding it and doing all this other stuff. He says, I don't do that anymore. So he says, everybody can do what they want, but it doesn't matter what you do. If it's a hard, hot, direct hit, it ain't going to save you. So that's just something that he learned and said. And as I said, what I've done with my grounding, I've had some comments that that's no good. You need to do this and everything else. And you know what? I did what I thought was good. But I think the best thing too is just to go on hook both the doublet and the beam when there's a storm coming. And I talked to one guy 160 meters. He said that his lightning strike came from the telephone or the electric. We call them hydro pole. Well, yeah, you guys Canadian hydro pole. It blew up the ground where the cable was buried and hit the house. So he says, no matter what you do, if it's one of those hot ones, that's what's going to happen. So, everybody needs to do what they think they can do to protect themselves, but in the end, that's where the insurance comes in. VA3 KBC.
V3 CVL. Back to you. Exactly what you just said. It doesn't matter. We get a direct hit. You can kiss everything goodbye. Also, what I did do is my antenna switch. I've got the arc plug on that as well. So it is kind of a bit small arc. There's just another protection once it's inside, or if it comes inside. But I've got a buzz bar on my shack here, and it's also grounded outside. And it's
so do I.
you do all the protection, and it doesn't matter. If you're going to get a direct hit, it's going to be gone. But I remember when I lived up in northern British Columbia, I was leaning against the house in the corner, and on the corner of the house, and it's got these metal strips on the siding. I was just leaning because it was thundering and whatnot from a distance and whatnot. And it was from a distance. There was mountains all around me. And so what happened was, as it was probably a little bit closer than normal, actually it hit the trees up on the side of the mountain and actually caused a fire. And I had to call Smithers Airport and get the guys to come in to put it out. The helicopters came in and put it out. But anyways, when that got hit, I felt a tingling on my hands from through the metal of the corner of the siding of the house. I thought that's on my mind. Like, okay, those are the things we can protect ourselves from, but we cannot protect ourselves from a direct hit. But anyways, that's so you can do all that, but still, it's not going to do a whole lot as far as protection if you get a direct one. Okay, back to you, BJ. VA3 KBC, VA3 CBL.
Right, Roger. Well, two farming stories. When I was 7 years old, Dad sent me down to the other farm to get the flat rack wagon. And so it was a little 35 Massey tractor. I went down the road to get the wagon, and it was parked under a tree. And I hooked up the wagon, and it was starting to get a little stormy. I got on the tractor, and kaboom! The lightning hit the tree. hair on the back of my neck rose up. In fact, my arms, hair's coming up my arms right now thinking about it, and I could smell the nitrogen. I'll tell you, I put that tractor in high gear and I hightailed home. And then the neighbor was baling hay, and any of you guys that are farmers or know about farming, and the stuker where you stood on it and you put the bales onto the stuker, and then when you got it like a teepee, I forget what it was, 4 or 5 bales or something, then you pull the lever and it dropped it off into a kind of a teepee. Well, he was standing on the stuker. His wife was driving the tractor, and he was putting bales on, and a storm was coming, and they were wanting to get it done. Lightning hit the baler and threw him off the stuker. His shoes were still on the stuker, smoldering. He was on the ground. His wife stopped the tractor. She had a jug of water, so she put it on his face and got him too. He didn't know what happened to him. He wasn't harmed or anything, but his shoe, because the stuker is on skids, so it's dragging on the ground, and so it was grounded. So yeah, just a couple of the things that can happen, and fortunately, alive around to tell about it. Joe Hill was the neighbor that it happened to, and so yeah, it's just one of those things. It's Mother Nature, and you don't want to fool with Mother Nature. Anyhow, I'm going to back off here, guys. I'm just going to listen here. I'll keep the stream running if anybody has any questions or anything like that, and I'm just going to sit back here. Actually, I'm going to go around the corner and mark my territory. Eyes are getting watering here, so I hope that answers questions and gives some food for thought for everybody that is wondering about grounding and lightning and stuff like that. And also, Corey, I do have a bus bar here. I have everything grounded, the radio, everything, one complete wire going to everything to a bus bar, and then I have a cable going from the bus bar through the wall, because when we built the house and poured the foundation, I put 2.5-inch ABS pipe in the wall when we poured the foundation. And so that's where my cabling goes through. And the grounding goes outside under the deck. And there's 3, those posts, the galvanized posts, they auger into the ground, and then they put 4x4 or 6x6 posts on that, pressure treated. So that's where I have my grounding to all 3 posts there. So I've done that, and right or wrong, that's what I did. VA3 KBC at the bottom of the hour, and I will be back. I'll be listening.
Okay, VA3 CVL, I'll make my last comment about that as well. Okay, that's exactly what you have done there, BJ. I did the same thing, an exact copy of it. Other than outside, I put 2 10-foot ground rods in, 2 of them, and they're 6 feet apart. And one is connected for my bus bar outside for the antennas, I grounded the other bar, the other lightning rod together, and then the other one is for another mast that I have up on the house for my dipole antenna. All my masts are all grounded with a 10-foot mast, a 10-foot grounding rod, and you can do only so much, and you can do a little bit more sometimes, but like I said before, if the big guy comes, he's gonna do his thing. But anyways, I do have an Accurite weather station, and within if it's lightning within 50 miles. 50 miles. It gives me a signal in my shack, and it also the sounding signal will sound. So then I would definitely do what you said, BJ. I would disconnect everything outside, and so that nothing can come back into me inside. Other than my rotator, I'll disconnect that from the inside, because it's quite a bit of, it's not that much work. There's only one screw actually that needs to come off. But yeah, better be safe than sorry. You went through it. Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate everybody listening on what we had to say, and hopefully it's helpful, like BJ said, for everybody else as well. We are still going to do our thing, sending our one rotator and controller back to Yesu, and hopefully that when it comes back, that we have a brand new one sitting in the box, they're ready to be used for whatever project I might get into. Okay, so this is VA3 is CVL, and we're going to be standing on the side listening as well.
Okay. Very good. Yep, I heard the QRP station. So the only comment I'm going to make is that I've live streamed this. I'll be shutting the stream off when I'm done here. So anybody that hadn't heard the whole conversation can go and see the stream and review it, listen to it, and you can forward it or reverse it or whatever to hear particular parts of it that you might find interesting or may wonder about, whether it's insurance or the grounding and all that kind of stuff. So that's one of the reasons why I do the streaming, is just for that fact that if there's maybe something that you might have missed or you want to review, you can easily go back and rewatch it. So with that, I'm going to say I'm just going to sit here on the side for a little bit. I'll leave the stream running just for a little bit longer, and then I'll probably bow out. So I'm going to be like Corey. Hey, Corey, you and I will be the adult supervisors in the room, so that there's no fighting, no biting of ears, no gouging of eyes, and no hair pulling. VA3 KBC.
So what you're saying, you want me to fight them off, make sure that they don't get at one another?
We speak softly and carry a big stick.
Okay. One more question before you get too relaxed. On your QRZ site, I see an ultralight.
That was my Challenger 2 I built in 1992. I built two of them, actually. I built another one for a friend. That one I had pictured in Kit Planes magazine, and I love that thing. I flew in all conditions, weather, and everything else. I went to one air show, and that's where I got to actually meet Chris Hadfield, our Canadian astronaut. So, yes, that really, it was a fun project to build, and yeah, I do kind of miss it, but I don't.
Yeah. We used to sell the Easy Flyer. I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. We were working out of Muskegon, Michigan at that time. My two nephews owned it, and they wanted me to be involved because I'm a pilot myself. I flew bushfire piloting in northern British Columbia. And I hung up my wings some time ago because of my physical conditions. They said, Corey, you cannot fly no more. So that was the hardest thing I ever had to do, is hang up my wings. But anyways, yeah, so I saw that. I thought I'd make a quick comment on it, and someday I'd like to talk to you a little bit more about it. But we tied up the frequency here quite a bit, so we'll talk about that the next time, BJ. VA3 CVL.
Okay. Yep. And well, I don't know if you heard about Bill Lishman, Father Goose. I was friends with him. I supplied him the Amsoil 100-to-1 premix for when he flew the sand cranes from Wisconsin down to Florida. I was at his place, and that sadly he passed away from leukemia. And I did have some pictures on my QRZ page of him, but I kind of rearranged them and kind of cleaned up the pages. But anyhow, there's somebody that was QRP. We don't want to forget about you. I don't know if anybody else heard him, but the QRP station, go ahead. Well, I'm hearing you not the best. I don't know if anybody else picked the gentleman up. Give me your call again.
CVL.
The QRP station. Give me your call again. I took my attenuator off.
Yeah, Kilo Charlie 2, Mike Kilo Charlie 2, Mike Charlie, KC2, MMC.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 2, Mike Charlie, Terry? Okay, yeah, Terry, you're in Orange, New Jersey, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, I took the attenuator off, and I'm hearing you, but how many watts?
We're doing 10 watts, which is 705, 10 watts.
Okay, well, I'm copying you, so, and I don't know if I got the beam pointed that. Well, I don't even have the beam pointed towards you, so if I turn it towards you, it may be better, but I am hearing you. And I don't know if anybody else picking KC2 MMC up.
Hey, what's your call sign? What is your call sign?
Nothing, Barry. I can not hear him.
Okay, yeah, Tony, he's weak. Well, he's only 10 watts, I think he said. Terry, my call sign is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
One more time.
Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie. And I heard you a lot better that time. I turned the beam towards you.
Copy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm just playing around and just some work and put a MK2 antenna up there. Copy.
Roger that. Yep. Well, it's working for you. And I guess no one else is hearing you.
You're in Canada?
I am in Canada. I am in southern Ontario. I'm just a half a mile walk overlooking the banks of Lake Huron. So if you go to my QRZ page, Terry, bring up detail and then click show map and go to the satellite, then you'll see exactly where I'm at. Okay, I'm kind of losing you a little bit there, but anyhow, you're doing okay for 10 watts, I guess.
All right, thank you. Have a great day. KC2 MMC, I'll be monitoring.
Okay, Terry, I think we spoke before, maybe on 160 meters, if memory serves. Okay, good enough then. I'm going to back off here. I've been hogging the frequency quite a bit there. So 7-3 Terry, KC2 MMC, VA3 KBC.
73.
I had to hear him through the live stream. Amazing what a beam will do over a wire.
Exactly. Okay, go ahead, Anthony, or somebody else. Pick it up.
Well, I'm here and enjoying my mortadella sandwich with grilled cheese with a few pickles on the side. So I'll be listening in VA3 ABT. I think everyone is breaking for some sort of lunch.
Well, I had mine at noon there, so I'm okay.
Well, I'm a late riser. I usually wake up at about 9:30 or 10. And by the time I get downstairs, it's already 11:30. So my lunch is more later. Then again, I'm always eating, whether it's potato chips, cheesecake. Surprisingly, I don't weigh 300 pounds. They tell me I have a fast metabolism.
Well, you're fortunate.
Oh, well. I'll be here on the side, DJ. Good to hear from you. And always enjoy the live stream. It looks like we have a John from Belgium listening in. I'm not sure if he's listening in on the live stream or listening us on his rig or for some sort of shortwave radio. But it's all there in the comments section. VA3 KBC, VA3 AVT.
Contact?
Go ahead.
Hey guys, I just want to know what I'm sounding like. I'm just in the car right now, running remote. Is it sounding okay?
Yeah.
Good, no problem at all. It's very nice and clear, and lots of volume.
Yeah, DJ, are you hearing me okay? VA3 VMD?
Oh, yeah. Yep. You sound good.
5-9 and Barry there, Vito.
Yeah, I'm just running remote with the laptop and mic here. I just wanted to. I didn't exercise this thing for quite a while. I wanted to make sure it was still frickin' working. Is the audio sounding okay?
Talk again.
Okay, yeah, if you could take a snippet, that would be great. VA3, Victor Mike Delta. I know you think you got the live stream going, so I'll check that out as well. VA3 VMD.
Okay, here you go.
So I'll take that for remote. That sounds not too shabby for remote communications. That's great.
Yeah, sorry guys. I just see I didn't have my chat up for whatever. I was always wondering how come nobody's on the live chat. There was something I didn't have clicked right, so now I got it clicked, and there's Andy, and hi Andy, and John, and 8EI, and who else? A bunch of different ones. So sorry guys, I just finally got the chat up and going there now.
No problem, DJ. Always a pleasure seeing, like I said, on my end. Always cool to see the digital YouTube part and seeing how you're receiving all the signals for the my QTH. It's just amazing how well your beam is working.
Yeah, and it's pointed east, and I believe you're up Owen Soundway, Barry?
QSO on that time. I believe you're getting me out the back of the beam or side of the beam.
Give me your call again, Anthony.
Victor Alpha 3 Alpha Victor Tango or Victor Alpha 3 Ocean Sierra Tango.
Oh, well, I'm not too far off. I'm at 85 degrees and you're at 70. So, yeah, I thought maybe I should be more northeast, but no, it's good.
Yeah, you're just smoking in here. Like I said, 20 over, 30 over at times.
You're 30.
Beautiful
You're 30.
audio is always there, DJ.
Yep, you're 30. Well, you can see yourself.
Yeah, you got me looking at your meter as opposed to mine. Very good, DJ. I'm going to use the little boy's room. I'm going to take a quick standby. VA3 AVT.
Yep, nobody want to continue on here?
I think we put them all to sleep.
P3 CBL is still there.
Corey, you still there?
Affirmative. Yeah, we're still with you.
Someone was calling you.
VE3 CNF.
VA3CNF, VA3CBL.
Well, good afternoon. It's good to see that the roundtable is carrying on. It's Brad here, Bravo Romeo Alpha Delta, and we're operating W8 down here in Northeast Ohio, and just thought we'd say good afternoon.
Roger on that. Nice to hear you guys hear you in there. We are a newcomer on the program here as well, and we are been talking to the boys all around pretty much. We have several people on the air right now. So back to you, VA3CBL.
Yeah, QSO. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think DJ is doing his typical yeoman's work, herding the cats this afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. And everybody's sounding good. So I just thought I'd chime in, just doing a little bit of work here in the shack, taking care of a few things. I heard VMD in there on his remote, sounding pretty darn good. Boy, not a lot to comment on. Everyone's got their radios dialed in. I wish more people would undial them so we could help solve some problems, but there's no problems to solve. Let's see, I don't know if DJ's back in there.
Well, Brad, just know that we not only sound good, we look good.
Okay.
Yeah, DJ, I've been out skiing for a week. I don't smell that good.
See my eyes?
Hey, Brad, you copying me okay on the remote here? Sounding okay?
Yeah, you sound a little nasal, like nasular. How's that for a mouthful of a word? But no, it sounds pretty terrific. Do you have a cold?
Yeah, actually, my sinuses are acting up a little bit today, so did a little bit of nasal rinses this morning. Just a little bit of congestion over.
Oh, QSL. See that? Your remote sounds so lifelike and so accurate that I can actually detect that you've got a little bit of a head cold going on. So there you go. That's about as good an endorsement as you can get.
Vito?
Yeah, go ahead, DJ. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have the same issue. So Carol found some stuff on YouTube about Vicks Vapor Rub. So the last few nights with my CPAP, I get coughing and that. So I watched the video on the Vicks, and I'll tell you. So every night I put a little bit up my sinuses, and I put one of those strips on for breathing because my nose has been broken. I can't really breathe through my nose that well. So I have not coughed. I sleep good, and I get up in the morning. My sinuses are fine, and so even in the morning, I'll put some more up Vicks up my sinuses. It's really, really helped. It opens up the mentholatum in it, opens up your lungs. And that's what I've been doing. And I'll tell you, it's really, really helped.
Get a Navage, Vito. No, actually, guys, I'm normally pretty good. And speaking of that, DJ, my father used to work for Adams brand, a division of Warren Lambert, and he used to get the crystallization crystals for when they used to make the halls. He'd bring them home in a jar. And then when you had a big cold, you'd steam some water. You'd put a few of those crystals in there. And boy, oh boy, let me tell you, did your eyes water with that stuff. That stuff was awesome. But no, usually I'm not bad. Occasionally at night, so that I can get a good sleep, I'll take a shot of Drixel, the menthol Drixel. But you got to watch that stuff because you can get it. When I say addicted to it, I mean your sinuses can get so used to that stuff that you start surviving off of it. So when I get to the point where I am right now, I'll do some actual saline solution rinses, like with not one of those kettles, because I don't like those things. They don't work really good. But you can get a squeezable bottle.
That's what I have.
And I'll do a few rinses for a few days with that, just to kind of soothe the sinus passages. So it goes through one nostril and out the other. And it does work. It does work really, really well. The problem is you got to clear your nostrils good enough for the water to go through it. So, but yeah, I'm a little bit congested today, a little bit runny and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, no, thanks for all the tips, guys. I appreciate it. And I got that. What was that, Ben, that you were talking about?
I do the saline as well. I've got that bottle, and I get the package and that, and I do that twice a day too, Vito.
Yeah, that actually works pretty good. If you're diligent with doing that, DJ, and I find I'm not that bad of a sufferer, but when I do, the one thing I can't stand is not being able to sleep at night. So I'll do whatever to try to clear the sinuses, whether that means taking a shot of the Drixrol or whatever, just so that I can fall asleep. Because the worst thing is trying to gasp for air, when you can't breathe through your nose. But Ben made a comment about something. Yeah, I use the saline packages as well with the bottle as well, DJ. Ben, what were you talking about? Ben, you got to stop answering to the wife too often. I'm not sure who else is in here, DJ, so I'll throw it back to you.
Well, there's quite a few watching the stream, but nobody's joining us to talk here. Corey and I, we went through a lot of on lightning protection and insurance, and I don't know whether you're listening or not, but covered a lot of bases there. Anthony was asking, so I explained about what I found with our insurance company. So that's, yeah. There's my quote for my generator. I got to look at this email. So so I don't know where everybody went. So I'm just going to back off here. I got to see what Amber says from Somerville Generators, see what the quote's going to be on getting this thing fixed. So VA3 KBC, I'll be on the side. Somebody pick it up.
VA3 at CBL. What we used to do, my mother used to do, is when I get a cold and my sinus would get buggered up and all plugged up, she used to get a woolen sock, and put all kinds of Vicks around it, and I wrapped it around my neck, and then put a pin on it, and that's it. And then she sent me to bed. That's how. And the next morning, I'll tell you, it was all refreshing. I mean, you smell that stuff, and it all goes into your system of your head, and it worked. Do I still do it today? No, not really, but probably should. But if because it worked then, it wouldn't. Why would it work now? This is what comment I have on that. VA3 CBL.
Victor Echo 3. Yeah, okay, Corey, very good. Very good. I'm not sure who else is in here, and I'm not sure who's got it, but I know Brad is in here, Corey's in here. Who else is in here?
MQ
Victor Echo 3, Bravo Tango Charlie. Yeah, I heard Bravo Tango Charlie, and is that Robert out there, LXL?
Ah, yes, it is, Vito. Heard you out there. Thought I'd jump in and say hello. Haven't talked to you in quite some time. Anyway, Happy New Year. Hope things are going well for you up there in Canada.
Yeah, thanks, Robert. I appreciate it. Happy New Year to you, too. I haven't heard you in a long time. I hope all is well. And everything good on in your neck of the woods?
Oh, yeah, no complaints. Retired for a year now and loving it. But lots of work to do around the house, but you know how that is. Anyway, I'm not going to hold it, guys. Hope everyone's doing well. And I've been listening for a bit, but I got some stuff I got to do. I just wanted to jump in and say hello to Vito because I haven't heard him in, several months anyway. So I will catch all you guys later. Have a great day. And to LXL.
Okay, Robert. Well, thanks for stopping by really quickly. Nice to hear you again, and all the best to you for sure. Much appreciate you stopping by, and you're welcome anytime, Roger.
Roger. We'll catch you next time, Vito. Have a great day. And to LXL.
Okay, 73. There was another VE3 station in there, but.
Victor Echo 3, Bravo Tango Charlie. Name's Worth, Whiskey Oscar Romeo Tango Hotel. So we're located in St. Thomas and just fired up the KWM2. See how we're doing today. Over.
Ooh, wow. And the band went quiet.
Oh no, I think Vito disconnected.
Yeah. Anyhow, I got my quote, Anthony. Holy moly. $4,913. Well, we got to do some figuring here. Anyhow, well, I'm going to shut the stream off. I think we're done for the day here. That's been running for how long have we run this stream here? We got here an hour and a half. So yeah, usually I don't run it that long, but as I said, the stream will be saved on YouTube. There, you can find it through my QRZ page, or just do a search for VA3 KBC, and you'll be able to rewatch the stream. And hi, Captain Darren. You can kind of review what we discussed as far as grounding and insurance and all that other stuff for when it comes to getting lightning strikes and so on and so forth. So with that, I'm going to end the stream. Live long and prosper. Everybody have a great rest of the day. This is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
Awesome, DJ. VA3 KBC, VA3 everything. Good day.
Hasta la vista.
DJ, sorry about that, guys. I was trying to verify my my programming key for the transmit button. I couldn't remember what it was. So no problems. Thanks, DJ. Thanks for the playback, 73.
Yep.
Yep, 73 DJ. Good job.
Yep, 73 guys. Ending stream.
Thank you very much, DJ, for the conversation and the good time. Victor Echo 3, Charlie Victor Lima.
Oh, and thank you, Corey, for the information.